I want to open tonight's episode with this lovely conversation starter, which is the uh, Twitch versus copyright, Twitch versus DMCA, however you want to um, word it, figure it out, etc., etc. Make these however you want to word it. So this has been running rampant now again. So it seems like we go through these cycles, right? Where we have this little period where everybody freaks out about DMCA and like, oh my God, I can't copyright. What is all like, what does this mean? And there's so much misconceptions and just bad information that gets put out about this whole thing. So I've done a little bit of research, want to try to clear some of this stuff up and just um, put our spin um, on this idea. So um, first and foremost, unless you've lived under a rock the last week or so, you've probably heard that Pokimane, Disguised Toast, um, and Hassan, I believe, are the three most relevant people through this most recent wave that have actually been banned by Twitch for DMCA claims against their channel. Now, it's not necessarily a strike. There's a difference there between a strike and a claim. So Twitch has been extremely vocal in saying that they are not going to proactively shut streams down and ban people without a claim being sent to them. And the reason for that is that if Twitch does that, proactively and essentially says, look, we're not going to wait for Fox or CBS or something like that to send a claim. We're going to do it first. They're essentially taking responsibility to do it on their own all the time. And in doing so, would then also have to accept the liability for the ones that they don't catch. So it's easier for them to react to a claim once it's come through and say, oh, hey, in Pokemon's case, she was streaming Avatar: The Last Airbender, got like 5 out of the 10 hours through, and then she got her ban. So it's easier from Twitch's standpoint to protect themselves to do it that way. Now, the gray area here for Twitch is that there is a contingency in here under DMCA called Safe Harbor that basically states that the entity, in this case Twitch, as long as they don't have prior knowledge that that this activity is going to take place, they don't knowingly profit from it, or they don't allow it to happen once they've been notified, then they're covered under a safe harbor clause under the DMCA copyright law, which basically frees them of any litigation or potential backlash, repercussions, etc., of a creator on their platform choosing to do these things. Now, it's no secret that you cannot, under any circumstances, regardless of your size as a creator, take content that isn't yours and stream it. You just can't. It's in, it's in Twitch TOS, your partner contract, affiliate contract, etc. It's all over the place. It basically says you cannot take content that's not yours, that's protected under DMCA copyright law, and stream it because it's illegal, right? This isn't like a policy that Twitch says, oh no, don't do that. Haha. No, it's literally the law, guys. And these streamers are out here, in Pokemon's case, she got a 48-hour ban and essentially laughed it off and said, oh, haha, return stream 12 hours, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm sure she made triple, quadruple the amount of money that she normally would because she got pressed for 2 days. Everybody was talking about Pokemon getting banned. DMCA's back, et cetera, et cetera. So she turned it into a massive stream for herself. Toast got banned for a month, which Twitch has never been one to disclose why streamers get banned, what the difference is, et cetera, et cetera. But it's very odd that Pokey gets 2 days and Toast gets a month. But then when you go on your phone and go to download Twitch, whose face do you see? You see Pokemon. So it's not good PR for Twitch to, or I shouldn't say PR, it's not good business for Twitch to ban the face of their platform or one of the faces of their platform for weeks at a time and lose out on all that ad revenue. And the DMCA copyright law doesn't dictate to them how long the ban has to be for. Their sole purpose of existing is just to make sure that copyrighted content isn't being distributed by people who don't own it. So by Twitch stepping in, shutting the stream down, the VOD gets deleted, and banning the creator, that's enough from Twitch's standpoint. They could choose to ban them for however long. Partners are doing this, in my opinion, because they know they're not going to get burned ever. It's literally become the meta to a certain extent. Like it almost feels like every partner could get one. Like you could pick, I've seen people like Nick Merckx and Tim when he was on Twitch and people like that streaming the Thursday night football games through Amazon. You could see somebody trying to stream the Super Bowl on their channel and probably not get a permanent ban. It's just, I think some streamers are going to sit back and figure out where their biggest cash opportunity is, not only during the stream that the ban happens, but then the return stream afterwards. Because there's also, like, let's say that, Pookie got banned, right? She got banned for 2 days. She could, if she felt like the claim was, if she felt the claim was an error or incorrect, she could very well file a counterclaim. And if the claim was, if the claim was wrong, then they would take it down. But she knows, and we know, and Twitch knows, and CBS knows that the claim is legit. So she's just going to take her 2-day ban and move on. I think in Toast's case, he was streaming some kind of Japanese anime, which got a month. And you're right, Husky. The Nick Merckx Tim thing, he was through Amazon. So because obviously Twitch is a subsidiary of Amazon, they have the permissions to do so, but not everybody does. Like they're in the very, very small minority to do so. But if any other creator that doesn't have that agreement, and that was through Twitch and Amazon, the Super Bowl is going to be through CBS or NBC. So even if Nick were to stream the Super Bowl, he would very well get a DMCA copyright claim against his channel because he wouldn't have permission to do so on that network's behalf. This is the first time it's really happened with TV. The issues before were like DMCA music. Like the argument always would be, well, it's free press for the artist. Like why would they have a problem with me doing it? 99% of the time, if the artist is signed with a label, the artist has zero right over their music. Take the Taylor Swift thing, for example, when she had to go through all that legal mess with that guy who owned the rights to all of her albums and things like that. Like Taylor Swift doesn't own Taylor Swift songs, or at the time she didn't. Her label owns those songs. So even if Taylor Swift herself came into my channel and said, yeah, you can use my music, no problem. If she doesn't have permission from her label to do that, I'm still going to get a claim because it's not her authority to give me the right to use her music. It's her record label's authority to use the music. And that's where a lot of the big misconception comes from, is that people are like, why would free press be a bad thing? It's because you're playing their music when them as an entity, as a record label, they have no idea who you are. They don't know what kind of message you're going to put out on their songs, their music, what kind of individual you are, et cetera, et cetera. So there's a lot of stuff that you just have to have in the right places, like you said, Husky, to be able to do that. But those are very, very few and far between. The second part of this is, I think it's going to get to a point where one of these large creators is going to get put into a situation. I shouldn't say get put. They're going to put themselves into a situation that they can't back themselves out of. They're going to come across the wrong company who's not just going to file a claim, they are going to sue them. And when the creator gets sued, it's not Twitch getting sued, right? If CBS Viacom decided they wanted to file a lawsuit against Pokimane because she illegally streamed their content and profited off of it, Twitch doesn't and won't do anything to protect Pokimane. because Twitch protected themselves by shutting it down. CBS absolutely could go after all the money that she earned from that stream and take it as far as they wanted to take it. Um, Thanks, Husky. I appreciate it. But I truly think that one of these streamers is going to put themselves in that situation. And once that happens, the entire game changes for all, what, 2.5 million affiliates? There's like 9 million streamers, whatever the numbers are on Twitch. The game changes for everybody. And that's why this whole thing needs to stop. Like, it keeps coming up. It's the same conversation over and over again. At the end of the day, you cannot stream content that isn't yours, that you don't own. It's it. It's that simple. Safe harbor, no safe harbor. Twitch is there to protect Twitch. Okay? They are not there to protect the affiliate streamer with 6 viewers or the 4-year partner with, 10,000 viewers. If either individual is doing something that's illegal per DMCA copyright law, Twitch is not going to stick their neck out for you, because these large companies certainly have the resources to take down a single creator. It does. I think it honestly does. And we all know that Twitch is extremely inconsistent with how they ban people. We all know that the partners get, and that's the other thing, partners have access to people directly at Twitch. I mean, when this happened for Pokimane, there were Twitch representatives in her chat as it happened, which it's not a good look for Twitch, right? As a Twitch employee, what the TOS states, and you're just sitting there enjoying illegally streamed content. So, that's something internal that they're going to have to address, but that's, a bad situation for them too. So I don't, and it almost happened on YouTube too. Like, CBS, Viacom sued YouTube back in like 2007-ish. And I think the only reason that YouTube was able to get out by the skin of their teeth on a technicality was because CBS Viacom had a channel on YouTube at the time. So that threw a wrinkle into their lawsuit against YouTube, but it still drastically changed the game. Now, YouTube has steps to where, and it's happened to me without even knowing it, like background music or menu music in video games will pop up as a copyright claim, to where they won't take the video down. It's not a strike, but however, if my channel were to become monetized one day, all of the money that comes from that video would then go to the owner of the song that got claimed in that video, and it would not go to me unless I either cut that part of the video out. I can mute the song and keep all of my audio and game audio, things like that in there. So YouTube has those extra steps in there, for it being a claim versus a strike, that kind of thing. Twitch does not have those steps. It just happens in real time if, your auto bot system picks it up, so to speak. So I definitely don't want to see anything like that happen, because if the whole game changes for Twitch and they see a drastic reduction, like 99% of us can't go anywhere else, right? I mean, we're locked in to Twitch. If you started brand new on YouTube, like, you'd have to get 1,000 subs and everything else to monetize your channel to be able to, it would take exponentially more. That's why so many people stay on Twitch. But if you have partners that are out here fucking around, waiting to get, themselves into a bad situation, and a ban hammer dropped on them, if Pokimane got banned on Twitch today, she'd have a contract from YouTube tomorrow. Doesn't happen for 99% of us, right?